Here's how to lose weight in under 10 minutes. So calories are a unit of energy. Calories is the amount of energy in a specific food or drink. Calories are fuel to us. It's like putting gas in a car. We need it to run. If we eat excess calories, our body starts to store the extra energy as fat deposits. This is how we gain fat. It's storing the extra energy that we haven't used or burnt off. When we're eating in a calorie deficit, our body starts to tap into these fat deposits / energy, and this is why fat loss happens, because we start to use the energy that is stored because we aren't gaining enough through our food. So the best way to figure out your calorie deficit is use one of the online calculators. There's plenty out there on the internet that are free, easy and simple to use. Failing this, you can always message me and I can do it for you. Never going for a calorie deficit, always go for a smaller one. Start small, because this is going to be more sustainable and manageable in the long run. Start thinking of your calories like your wage. If you're on 2,000 calories a day, that's going to be 14,000 calories a week. And treat that 14,000 calories like your weekly wage. Act as if you get paid 14,000, it'd be nice, on a Friday or a Monday every week, and you've got to budget and make that last you until your next payday. So, thinking of it like this, your calories is your money right now. So you get paid 14,000 a week and you've got to budget and make that last you until your next payday. So your 14,000 is going to be broken down into 2,000 a day, because that adds up to 14,000 times by 7. So that's 2,000 a day. And think of it like that. It's pretty easy, isn't it? You know, you break it down, you've got that to spend a day on your food. So if you're planning on a big spend on a Friday, like a social night, or you're going out for food and you know it's going to be very heavy on the calorie wise, start thinking almost financially. As you would if you're saving for a big purchase, start banking some of your calories and putting them in a savings pot. You can take a small amount off daily. This is going to have a compounding effect and you're going to have extra calories to spend at the end of the week. So you're not going to be in a big surplus and ruin your deficit. So say you're going out on Friday, you've got a party, you're going out for a meal, you've got a social event. So instead of your 2,000, which would be your average deficit for someone, you might think about taking 200 calories off a day from here and storing them and putting them back for your big spend. So instead of your 2,000, we'd take 200 off, and that'd leave us with 1,800 a day instead. Still quite a bit, you still got a bit to play with, but you're being smart and you're putting some aside for your big spend. So you'd have 1,800 instead of your 2,000, and those extra 200 calories over the next 6 days you're going to put into a money pot. Think of it like that. And then when Friday comes and you go out on your social event or for food or whatever you want to do for your takeaway, you're going to have an extra 1,200 calories on top of your 2,000 to spend. So you've got your spending money there. So you're not going to go broke, or you're not going to go over. So next, you need to move more. And I'm a big advocate for living a healthy lifestyle, keeping active, but you haven't got to go to the gym, you haven't got to run, you haven't got to cycle to lose weight. You can lose weight without exercising. Although exercise does have great health benefits, but it's not the be all and end all of fat loss. If you do want to find a sport or want to get active, finding a sport or an exercise that you enjoy is the key to sustainability. If you don't like it and you hate it and you bear starting, you're not going to want to carry on. You're not going to be able to do it long term. And the key is finding a habit that you can do long term. Sustainability and being consistent is key here. Going back to what I said, our exercise activity thermogenesis, which is a contributor to our TD, which is our overall calories burned, only accounts for 5%, and it's the least impactful with our calories burned. So you don't have to exercise to lose weight. What you consume is going to create that deficit. Exercise only adds a tiny little bit more of a gap to that deficit, just makes it slightly bigger. Going back to moving more, our NEAT, which is our non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is just moving, it's unplanned exercise, so it's walking to the shops, it's walking up the stairs instead of taking the lift. This actually contributes 15% to our TDE, which is our total daily energy expenditure, which is our overall calories burned. And this is actually contributes more than our actual planned exercise. So just by you moving more and opting to walk instead of getting the bus or driving is actually going to burn more calories for you rather than actually any planned exercise you do. So this is going to benefit you more just by getting up and moving that little bit more. And finally, don't remove the food you love. I see this all the time. People completely cut out everything they enjoy. They're miserable, they're just existing, they lose any ounce of happiness they had, and they're just dreading each day. And they wonder why they only stick to their diet for about a week before they cave, they binge and they put more on, and then they repeat the cycle. It's a vicious cycle. By removing the things you love, you're not going to enjoy it, it's going to be harder to adhere to, and you're going to dread every fucking day. So have the things you love in moderation. It's not what you consume, it's how much you consume. And this is going to be key. If you can still implement the things you enjoy, whether it's drink, alcohol or any type of food, if you can implement that in moderation, you're not going to feel as if you're missing out. You're not going to actually crave, and that's going to stop you leading to a binge and then repeating the vicious cycle of stopping your diet, gaining more weight, and then repeating it and repeat. So implement the food you love in moderation. Moderation is key. And just a little note, ditch the fucking fat burners, ditch the green teas, ditch these skinny teas. They don't work, they're there to make money, and you're wasting time and your own hard-earned money. They don't work, they're a con, and it's going to do no more than a normal cup of tea or coffee would do for you. Save your money.